Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully this will start loading in here in a second. Dirigo207 here with you guys, there it is. Coming at you today with a X-Plane live stream. Haven't done this since January, so it's been about half a year. But here we are once again today. We're in Amsterdam Schiphol, as we are apparently having a thunderstorm. Always lovely to know that. I'll throw that on so you guys can hear a little bit. Hopefully it won't be too loud, but if it does get a little loud, I'll lower that audio just a little bit. But we are here today. We're going to be flying for Braathens Holiday, a subsidiary of my virtual airline, Braathens. So there's 4 divisions of Braathens. There's Braathens, the main line. There's Braathens Islands, which is the regional airline. There's Braathens Logistics, which is the cargo division. And then we have our holiday and charter version of the airline, comprised of 4 aircraft, an A300, an A310 probably, if not another A300, and 2 757s, which were retired from Hoofdlinie, or the main line, if my Norwegian is correct. If not, someone will more than likely let me know, because well, I suck at that. But there's the beauty right there at the gate in Amsterdam, the INI A300, as I blow my eardrums off here. Hopefully that's not too loud. We're going to take a quick check, just so I can tell how exactly this is all coming out. I can hear myself playing back to the speakers. That's lovely. Let's listen and see. Let's take a gander. Ah, that's perfect. All right, cool. So we're gonna climb into the aircraft. So let's just take a quick look at the plane. Kind of give you guys my initial thoughts. Now, I'm not much of an Airbus guy. I'm not much of a pilot either. I've spent a lot of my aviation life on the ramp. My only exposure to flying has been in Cessnas and Pipers and Globe Swifts and Stinsons and Aeronca Champs and assortment of GA aircraft, as well as a Cicada Tampico, which I absolutely love that aircraft. But you know, I have been lucky enough to work for a couple airlines and an FBO, and during my time at that FBO, I was fortunate enough to accompany the commercial fuelers over to FedEx and take a look at an A300. And I have to say, getting to actually step on board the aircraft and take a look, I did a wonderful job with this aircraft, and all sorts of different little features aboard this aircraft just make it 100% just beautiful. Great overhead panel. It just gives that classic, just older aircraft feel, while still incorporating a lot of like the modern Airbus isms, but just totally a very complex overhead. Really, it's not as complicating as it looks. It's just like any other Airbus that you'd climb on board and kind of get familiarized with. It's really similar in a lot of ways. And for those who have never flown an Airbus, A300 or A310, you'll soon, you know, but maybe if you have some, you know, modern Airbus experience, A320, 30, 40, 50, 80, you'll definitely start seeing some of the similarities here. Let's jump out back real quick. It's got a nice cabin. This works, the lighting control panel, which is quite nice. I am quite happy that does work. But the cabin is really nice and detailed. You can actually access the lavatory. I believe if you stand here long enough, the toilet flushes, so I've heard. I've never actually had that happen yet. The gate is glitching out, but very detailed and beautiful looking cabin. There's no tray. You know, you can't lift up your trays here. You know, this like, you know, other airliners like the FlyJ Sim Q4 and 737-200, you can open overheads. I think it's a little overkill. You don't need that. Window shades don't move. I think that, you know, a lot of the time you're spent flying is up in the cockpit, so you should be able to utilize stuff there. The cool thing is this screen here, it will actually keep track of your flight number. It'll tell you how far it is, you know, to the destination, how much time you've been in the air. It just kind of keeps track, and I believe it tells you the flight, you know, so your airport code's here. It's actually quite cool. You know, local time, the weather, so that's quite interesting. It's quite a detailed aircraft. But let's go back up to the cockpit. Has a nice little tablet here, which helps you control the doors. The cool thing about this aircraft is once you arm the doors, if for whatever reason, let's just say you do have an emergency aboard the plane, and you pop a door open, without disarming them, the slides do deploy, which I think is actually a cool feature. That's something that a lot of planes don't do on the flight sim. So sorry, replying to a girl. Very top priorities. Let me actually message my friend Felix here and let him know that I am streaming, because I think he wanted to come and watch. Let me message him real quick. There. Let him know I'm streaming. So it is really nice. The aircraft, it's pretty basic in terms of loadout. You know, you have pretty basic controls here, which isn't bad. You know, it just gets the gist of it done. It's not too detailed and stuff like that, but it is pretty much straightforward. So it's very nice. You know, you do have decent checklists here just to kind of get you going in the right direction. It's just a basic checklist. You know, it doesn't follow along, doesn't take you to the button. You can do panel states. It does do save current state, which is nice. You can get the ATIS here, which is very helpful. Great settings, great features in here. I mean, actually, I'll change this over to kilos. But it is very nice. And then you can, of course, calculate takeoff performance here as well. So it is all perfect. And you can upload charts to this, which I wish there was Avitab integration. There is not on this yet. I don't know if there's any plans to, but regardless, there is none of that. But anyways, so I didn't know it did that. Interesting. Anyways, so we are here in Amsterdam today. We're taking this aircraft. My cat is meowing. We're taking this aircraft to Nice Côte d'Azur. Like I said, we're operating as Braathens Charters. So we're going to actually start getting the aircraft powered up at this point. So we'll come here to the overhead, and we'll click BAT 1, 2, and 3. Hi, Toby. You are indeed a cat. So as you see, we got the batteries online. Now we just need to get some external power. Let me go ahead and come down here. We'll go to ground ops, ground services, and external power. And we'll come back here. And there, she's online. So we'll come here real quick. We'll go to external power, and we'll just turn that to essential. So you can see the overhead is now coming on. We'll turn on nav lights. We'll start aligning the GPSs. So there's 3. They're not all side by side. A little weird, but whatever. Just want to make sure I'm not too loud. Nope, I'm still good. Perfect. All right. Where'd my cat go? There he is. What do you want? You're a cat. All right, buddy, I'm streaming. You've been good all day. And like usual, I start streaming and he starts a meowing. All right, so just to come through there, we'll just get... That is... okay. Alright, so we'll go to initialize... What was that? Left forward cabin door not closed. Well, I would hope so, because we're bored. So we'll go EHAM-LFMN. Go return. It asks us to align the IRS, so we will do so. We are Braathens 1902. Which I believe, the other cool thing is this aircraft does sync up with SimBrief, so you can come in here and actually have your flight plan sent to the aircraft, which I'll do here in a second. Just want to get some stuff kind of turned on so we can have a little bit of lights in here as the early morning sun kind of comes up. back here. So we're gonna have dispatch send us the flight plan. So if I remember correctly, we come here to ACAR's request company route. And boom, there it is. Company route uplink done. So we're going to be cruising at flight level 350 this afternoon, or this morning, I'm sorry. Yep, I have a cost index of 100. I'm just going to go through and verify real quick. So we're going to come to flight plan. So I don't believe it does the SID or the star, which is all right. So we're actually going to come into EHAM. We're going to do the standard independent departure. And today we're going to be taking the CUDA to Zulu woody transition. I'm using the latest ARAC. CUDA to Zulu. So we're going to be taxiing our ass all the way up to 36 left. I am so happy about that. I can't even tell you how happy I am. So I know one of the runways in Nice is shorter than the other. I just forget which one. It wants us landing on runway 4 left, it says. I just need to verify which of the two is the longer one. 4 left is the shorter of the two. Should be fine. We'll just have to go a little bit harder on the on the brakes. Yeah, we should be all right. So we'll take 4 left for the arrival. So we'll come down. So I'm gonna clear that so we can just. I actually am gonna come here real quick, and we're gonna. Real quick. See where those trucks end up. Anyways, sorry about that. Alright, so we're gonna keep scrolling. LFMN. Not sure what that was all about. Cool. LFMN. Star. And we're gonna be arriving on the Vivar 7 Romeo. Right there. And we're gonna be taking ILS runway 4 left. Should be right there. I believe it'll have us on ERAS. Yep, we're coming in via ERAS. Not allowed. There we go. Insert. Alrighty. So that is all set. We'll open up the other doors for the trucks. Let them do their thing. Let's see, is there any ATC on? I don't believe there is. No, usually isn't this time of morning. Go ahead and turn on the crew oxygen. Turn on the window heater. Just kind of looking at the overhead real quick. So I am actually going to take a look at the ATIS real quick here for Amsterdam. My cat is still meowing at me. Alright, so actually, see, that's pretty cool, is once you start putting in the information, it actually will kind of change over, or will auto-pull from your FMC. Now, whether this information is correct, I'm not entirely positive, but it's showing us Amsterdam. Winds are 020 at 16. Variable 060, so the winds are a little bit all over the place. Few clouds, 2,600 broken, 3,200 few, 7,000, temperature 15, dew point 08, QNH is 1012, thunderstorms and rain in the area. Nice, on the other hand, winds are 070 at 8, Kavik, so it's all good. Temperature 26, dew point 21, nothing significant to report, so sounds like a pretty decent day in Nice, so we are going to be good there. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the master for the APU. The APU is, it's pretty similar to a regular Airbus. I'm getting a beep. Just coming up right there. So a little different in visuals and such, but like I said, the same general information gets across fine. That should be online. It's available. So that is now online, so I'll change this to EPU Gen. Go ahead and get some air into the aircraft as well. Start getting some supply in. Alright. GPS is also online, so that's good. Get my eardrums blasted out, so that's great. Everything else outside is going great. Fine. Now he's going to come in and we got to go to initialize. Yep. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go over to my sim brief real quick, and I have to go ahead and get the aircraft loaded up. So today we're taking 190 passengers, 12,300 kilos of cargo. Zero fuel weight of 114.1, a maximum of 130. We're loading up with 15.5 kilos of fuel. We have a maximum of 33.5. That's a possible extra of 18. I think we should be fine with 15.5. I'm not too concerned. Really, our only issue is just going to be getting out of here. So we'll go load sheet. So I'll go zero fuel of 114.1. Alright, I think that button I might have hit was incorrect there. I might have ended the stream, so my apologies. That was absolutely my bad. I'm glad that OBS kind of sends a little noise to notify me that I might have fucked up. But anyways, so we're going to stop hitting the return button on the numpad. Anyways, so we got 114.1 for zero fuel weight. We got 15.5 for fuel on board, so we're going to load that up. So we're going to come here and go 114.1. And then we have a block, so we got to come and look at the block fuel. So for a block today, we're looking at 8.6. So you see it starts kind of filling in the rest here. CG, I believe today, it's like 35%. It's about 26.6. 26.6 on the CG. Alternate is going to be 2.3. Again, if I can actually hit that. I cannot, not allowed. Alright, we're going to be cruising at 35,000 feet, so there is that. Alright, that's fine. We're going to take off and approach. Now we're going to send this over to take off, preference, I'm sorry. So we're going to just go ahead and load in the FMC data, do an ATIS request, let that all fill in. So the runway apparently is dry, although it is raining, so I'm going to probably put damp. It's wet. No anti-icing. I guess we're going to do a standard flex on that. Do I really want to do toga? Nah, we'll just do a flex. So we're going to compute U. Alright, so we're going to have a V1 of 148, a VR of 149, and a V2 of 151 per the company. We do plus 20, so 6171. Takeoff trim is going to be 1.1 up, so like I said, this terminology is still very much the same with all the Airbuses. And we got a flex temp of 53 degrees Celsius, so we're just going to go ahead and send the data over to the FMC. And boom, there it is. The V2, I think we got to put in... let's see. Also, so unique thing here. When you first load the aircraft, you might notice that your autopilot panel is completely blank. In order to get that activated, you got to come up here and do pitch trim. That's it. Just do pitch trim. I think actually one of the pitch trim switches will activate it. Come in here and do yaw dampener as well. I believe. Yeah, I forget what that one is exactly. ATS. I'm not sure. I'm not going to pretend to know, but it is there. So Mach. So I said 7.1. Put it in 7.1, and there it is on the screen. So that is fine. Slat and flat is 15 and 15. So with this aircraft, I believe first notch is just slats down to 15 degrees. And the second notch is flaps both 15 and 15. So it's 1. So essentially on the Airbus, it's flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 3, flaps 4. There is no 1 in F, I believe it is with the Airbus, because you can do flaps 1 in slats down. It's weird with the Airbus because the first notch only puts the flaps down. But here they're obviously giving you the degree of which they come out, whereas the modern Airbus is just go ahead and do flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 3, flaps 4, and so on and so forth. Hi, Toby. But anyways, so we'll go ahead and tune the altitude into 35,000 feet. And we're going to go ahead and look at the departure. Now I can have it, I'm going to have it pulled up on my laptop here. But so you guys can kind of see what we're going to be doing, we're going to talk about the departure real quick. Now again, I might mess something up in my terminology. I'm still learning myself. I'm only a student pilot, very early along. Well, I've been flying for a long time. I've just recently gotten serious about all this, as well, I need to get going in my future. So we're going to come back to Amsterdam, so EHAM, and I'm going to go over what we're going to be doing here. So we are located, I believe, at gate either D8 or D10. I forget off the top of my head. D8. So I'm going to come over here to the airport real quick. I'm going to make this wider so you can see. So So this is Amsterdam. It is a large, large airport. It's huge. I believe it's one of the bigger airports in Europe. I know it's a huge hub. Anyways, so we are located here at the D terminal, right along taxiways. I believe this is Alpha 6. And there's specific taxi instructions for these taxiways here. We'll look at that here in a second. Actually, I'll go ahead and pull that up. I believe it's the 9 Bravo that we can view on. Yep. So we're here at D. Technically, D8's right here. It's not represented in the sim, but or on the maps. I guess it's gone actually. I believe this would be D8 technically, but so when we leave, we have to taxi out this way on Alpha 8, and then we'll turn on to, actually we'll probably continue down Alpha 8, and then on to Bravo. These are specific directional taxiways and such, so we'll taxi around Bravo this way. So we'll come out Alpha 8, up Bravo, and then we get a taxi all the way down over to Charlie, come up Charlie, Whiskey 5, cross runway, what is that, 36 center. Then we go Whiskey 5 to Victor Mike Victor, Victor Lima to Victor Kilo to Victor 4 for departure on 36 left. This is easily a 15-minute taxi. This taxi takes forever. Why I can't depart 36 center, I don't know. SimBrief just seems to have a fetish with me departing off of runway 36 center, or I'm sorry, 36 left. I could more than likely switch it around to be 36 center, but I'm just going to stick with what SimBrief put me down for, and we're just going to spend forever on Sunday taxiing out to the runway. So I have no qualms with that. Hold on, I'm going to grab a link for Felix so he can watch. Figured he was gonna get the memo that I think he thought I was gonna stream on Discord. I don't believe he thought I was gonna. Anyways, so yeah, so we're going to be taking a long taxi all the way out, so on and so forth. Our departure route, so departure, we're going to be on the Cuda 2 Zulu. So we're going to come back here to Aziz. Departure is on the Cuda 2 Zulu. To Tango, did I go right by it? There it is, the Kudad to Zulu departure. And all it pretty much is, so there we are on a 3-6 left. Because I am connected to the internet. So we can go ahead and reload that. Let's see here. Yes, he did think that. Okay, there he is. Alright. The 2 Victor only is in that turn, it looks like. Yep, so that's the 2 Victor, this is the 2 Zulu. So we're going to go straight out 020 to Alpha Mike 084. We're going to head up to Alpha Mike 013, then to that word, Spy. We're heading out to Spy. Sure, that's definitely a word. Thank you, thanks to the Dutch. And then we'll proceed out here. For the 2 Zulu, we're going to climb on 002 track. to or at or above 500. 002 track to AM13 to Spy DME to AM072 to Leko to Kudad to Woody. Once we hit Woody, we are out there. Initial climb clearance is to flight level 60. So I guess if we had ATC, we'd climb to 6,000, or you know, that would be the initial altitude we're cleared to. Just for purposes of me trying not to forget anything, we're gonna climb up to. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna climb to. Okay, well apparently we're gonna do that real quick. We're gonna climb to 6,000, and then we'll go from there. Hey, Toby. Can you give me a second, buddy? I'd like to. There we go. So we're gonna go to 6,000, and that's pretty much the departure. So that's exactly what we're gonna do from here, and so on and so forth. So at this point in time, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all the ground handling bullshit. So go to exits, get rid of you, and you. Go to ground service. I'd like to get rid of. And the fuel truck. Alright, and we're pretty much there, so we're going to go ahead and turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. Come back here to the cabin real quick. I wanted to show y'all. You see, now that's updated, and that's kind of the cool thing, and my internet kind of keeps... in and out, which is going to be annoying. So that is that. Yeah, we'll call the...
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
So we're going to kind of keep it a little tight here. Turn right there.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright. So they are driving up, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to close that left forward door. Turn that to TARA now that we're pushing out. Now that all those, we're going to arm them. So those are 100% armed. I'm going to come back to takeoff preference because I don't need anything else. I'm going to close the door.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Right, so we're ready for that. Go ahead and get rid of the chocks. Forgot to do that real quick. Get rid of the external power. And we will get rid of the jet bridge. Alright, there we go.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right, let me go ahead and do the beacon. Kill the park brake.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
And we're clear to start. So now what we'll do is we'll come over here to the ignition. Our fuel pumps are already on at this point, so we don't have to worry about that. Beacon's good, everything else is good. So we're going to come to crank A. You can hear the that kicking off. And we're going to go ahead and start number 2. We're going to wait actually just a minute. We're going to kind of push back out just a little further from the gate. See if Navigraph wants to reload. Because my hotspot on my phone keeps kicking on and off because, I don't know, my router's been weird lately. So it's not... Yeah, I'm hooked up there, Chief. I'm going to go ahead and reconnect to my hotspot. While it's doing that, we're going to go ahead and turn number 2. See that starting to rise right there. And let it get up to about 18%. See it starting to plateau just a little bit. 16, 17, there's 18. Introduce the fuel. There's the EGT coming up. N1's right turning, N2's coming up still. Fuel flow is online. Oil pressure, looks like she's coming up too. Y'all see it there on the digital screen. That engine is now on, or turning the generator, so that's online. We got a plane over there. That's Sir Air. Never heard of them.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Roger, turning 1. So same process on the other engine. Some traffic around.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright, so those engines are online. He's going to come around, wait for the pin, then we'll go through the after start checklist. Or, well, the flows, I guess. Because I'm just running off of memory with this aircraft. There he goes in the big truck. He's going to come out there and give us the pin. There it is. Alright, so let's come through real quick. And that's Gen 1. So everything's looking good here, everything's fine. Come down the middle panel, all good here. Go back to an ignition off. Turn the EPU gen off. Come down here. So that's all set. Pitot heat's now on. Come down here. The ISO valve is faulted, but I think that's for a reason. We'll go EPU off. That ISO valve should, I believe, shut off. Yep, there we go. Okay. Alright, so that's good. Pressurization is normal. Alright. And there he goes. Where he goes, I don't know. We're going to set this to flight control. Alright, flight control check. We're going to go rudder full left. Check, full right. Check, neutral, complete. Elevator full up. Check, down, check, neutral. Check. Aileron full left. Check, right. Check, and neutral. Flap set 1515. Or 2. And we'll go auto brakes max. I need to go trim. Let's see. I guess it wants it on, so that is fine. So we'll go 1.1, which I can kind of see here. Should be right about there. Alright, Alright, and the flaps are set perfect, so I would say that's pretty much it. That's getting the A300 started up and ready to taxi. Hey, Toby. Alright, let's see. He's taxiing out to God knows where. I have a 36 left, I believe. And this is where... Alpha 8, Bravo, Charlie, Whiskey 5, Victor, Victor 4. Alrighty, we'll give him a call. Schedule traffic, Braathens 1902 heavy, gate Delta 8 taxi, runway 36 left via Alpha 8, Bravo, Charlie, Whiskey 5, Victor, Victor 4. Schedule. Didn't start the clock over here, we'll run that. Go taxi light to taxi. Park and brake. Actually, we're going to shut you down. Park and brake off. We're ready to go. Of course, my toe brakes are going to be a bitch because I need new rudder pedals. There goes my damn charts again. It's like I'm online. I don't know why it keeps kicking off. I really... It's gonna drive me up a damn wall. I love technology. Not. It's kind of very easy to taxi as well. Oh, toe brake, you're killing me. It's like I have to hold my heel down really hard on it just so I can keep it going. Alright, so Navigraph and the live stream running is just messed everything up. So we're gonna go ahead and just max wingspan 52 meters. What's the wingspan of a wingspan of a 300 meters? 44.8. We're good. Nope, pretty sure I'm online here, computer. And love, love, love technology. Alright, clear left, clear right coming out of the alley. Alright, so we'll just disconnect my rudder pedals for now. If I need a brake, I'll just plug them back in because I'm not dealing with that. So this is Bravo here. Take that all the way around to Charlie. Also, this aircraft has wonderful sound sets. Truly, truly wonderful. Yep, thank you, Toby, for running into my nose wheel tiller. Why you're on my desk, I haven't a clue. Damn cat. So still a lot of automation. The aircraft still does a lot of things on its own, but but there's just a switch to represent it. You know, like I said, this overhead panels looks more complicating than it really is. It's really not. It's really not that bad. If I could just, you know, kind of focus and stay on the taxiway. So it's an auto land button as well. So, like I said, it's truly a wonderful aircraft. It's been very forgiving on my flights. It's just kind of lumbers around, big flaps, big wheels. It's just all around kind of just a very forgiving aircraft to fly. Since we're following that Transavia 7.3 up to 3.6 left, so I don't know, I'm not the only one that's having to go up that way. No, I don't want to hold the altitude. Cool thing about this aircraft, it does have a printer in it. You can actually, I haven't quite done it yet, but I believe you can actually receive ACARS messages or automated messages from ATC, get your clearances that way. All connect up to VATSIM, they can send it to you, you can print it off, and so on and so forth. It's really awesome. It's a really cool feature. You can communicate with other A300 pilots if you know their call sign. It's stuff I've never done. I've seen it done on other streams, but maybe someday I'll do it myself. And here comes my cat once again. Arm speed brakes. That was a takeoff config test over here. We'll test that in a few minutes. There's my kitty cat. What are you doing, buddy? It's shaking. What's shaking over there? Is that 7.8 that we saw land a few minutes ago? Just chilling. Oh, and there he goes. Not too much else to say, just taxiing around. I pull up my Abby tab just so I can see where the hell I am. So this next turn here will be Charlie, so we'll proceed up Charlie to Whiskey 5. It'll be our first left after this right here. Left, clear right. Just gonna move my throttles over real quick. Tour to Amsterdam here as we taxi forever and a Sunday. Should be another plane. There he is. We're following him. line now for streaming for about an hour, and still have yet to get in the air. Hey, Topes. Hi, buddy. Yes, I'm a little busy. Traffic, Braathens 1902, heavy crossing 36 center at Whiskey 5, Schiphol. Cross this, so go. Probably should have checked. Clear left. And right. Say, no one on the map, but still, you never know. Also going to come back and dim the lighting. All right, and we're on the home stretch. I hope. Surprised on a cross. Alright, so here's Victor. He should be lining up for the runway. And we can just see his tail past that bridge or whatever the fuck that is. Wish there was I probably should get a decent scenery pack for Schiphol. A lot of these scenery packs out there, they require like thousands and thousands, or well, not thousands, over exaggeration, but a bunch of different add-ons and shit like that. It's like I just don't want to download them and have to keep them updated and stuff. Missing this and missing that. It's like when I just download scenery, I just want to drop and go. He is lining up as we speak. Take a look here. How long have we been taxiing? About 11 minutes. So yeah, it's quite a decent taxi out here. And there he goes. It's the one making announcements. He's gonna give it the juice and he's gonna go. Off on another exciting journey. Rotate. He's up. Gears going up. I love the little animations. Back when I first started simming, that was not a thing. You didn't get animations. I think for spacing, I'm just gonna give him a little time. I'm not gonna be right up his butt, so I'm gonna just give him like probably about a minute or two to go. So I'll start the clock on my end. Give him about 2 minutes. I don't want to be up his butt. Weather's moved off to the west, so that hopefully shouldn't be a factor until... I don't even think climbing out's going to be a factor. We'll just be off to the east of that, so... Alright, so it's been about 40 seconds since I started the clock, so we'll give him just a little bit longer to go. Gives me some time. Alrighty. Alright, so we'll go... Alright, nothing has popped up, that's good. Alright, so our target is 97.6, so I would be probably about that line right there. Is where we need to be. I believe that's auto set. I'm not entirely positive. Yeah, I can't set it, so yeah, I'm gonna assume that's gonna be our target. So 97.6%. I will hit toga when we start going. Everything else is fine. Go ahead and turn on the weather map. Clear off to the left, clear off to the right. Let's rock and roll. Alright, let's see. I am on the... Uh-oh, my brother just texted me saying he made a shitty decision. Is it every time I go home and sit down? Jesus H. Christ. I might have to cut the stream and go get my brother. We're going to push on real quick, so I'm going to schedule traffic, Braathens 1902 heavy, runway 36 left, departing via the Kudad to Zulu departure. Let's go. Let's see where that gets us. Alright, let's go. The traffic in front of me has 4 minutes to kind of do whatever it needs to do. Start the clock. Alright, here we go. Spooling up. Hopefully my brakes will stop sticking. Stabilize. Slow. Toga. Fluctuation there. Take off power set. knots. A lot of left rudder. V1. 1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Gears up. Autopilot on. Bring the flaps up. Flaps 0. And flaps 0. Or flaps up. We're going to say we're cleared up to 35,000, just because, well, that probably would have happened by now. I guess the weather must have updated or something, because I'm like, what happened to my plane? But I think the weather updated or something. Make sure that everything is still sounds just fine. Probably transition that to standard. Still fine on my end, just it's loud through my headset, so I just want to make sure that you guys can at least still hear me. I get a little paranoid. Yeah, that's all there really is to it. So, yeah, max speed limit exceeded, so... There's 10,000, so good. Change that all. Aircraft's gonna start speeding up on us. And I think it's transitioned to climb mode. Nope, has not, so... Actually, we're speeding up for climb mode, so that's quite interesting. See, it's good that Felix has me on Discord, because he can message me. Yes, we hear you. Well, that's good, but I can't hear me through my own damn headset. brother is currently at a girl's house. He's supposed to spend the night. She now has invited another dude over to spend the night. He's no longer comfortable. It's a mess. I'm trying to give him some advice, because he might want me to go get him when gas is $5 a gallon, which I know my European viewers will go, oh, well, gas has been expensive here. It hasn't been expensive here. So I'm allowed to bitch about it because my income doesn't really warrant gas prices being this expensive. I understand your gas prices are expensive. You guys also have a lot of public transit. We don't. So anyhow, gas has been quite expensive, and he wants me to probably go about 40 minutes north. When also my tires really need to be conserved as well, because my lower ball joint and inner tie rods need to be replaced on the front of the Vic, which just average wear and tear for a 200,000 mile car. But it's just... Yeah, it's pretty much just a situation of, you know, get out of there. Basically, I told him this. Well, if I come and get you, I'll let you know that, because it seems to me that one of y'all has romantic feelings for the other, and it's not being reciprocated from time to time. I think if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be spending the night, especially after what has been going on. I also think you should sit down and try to communicate where the hell both of you are, because I don't like that she kind of blew your trip to NY to see your sister, amongst other things. But no, I wouldn't be spending the night. It sounds messy, and I don't like messy. Hell, I just kind of cut off a girl who has BPD like me, who isn't taking care of herself and is kind of taking her shit out on me. I worked hard to be where I am. I worked very hard to be where I am. So, my brother was supposed to take a road trip with this girl down to NYC to see my sister. My sister really could have used the company this week because she's in a new place where she's living. And she doesn't really know anyone. New York's huge. You know, so it's just, she kind of feels like an outsider. Her roommate's also not in town. You know, and just other things have been stressful. You know, just stuff like that. She could have used the company this week. And I think she was genuinely looking really forward to my brother and his female friend, because they're not boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't really know what they are. She was really looking forward to him coming out with that girl. Well, suddenly that girl just kind of caused some bullshit. I don't know. She kind of just blew up at my brother for something kind of immaturely. It was really stupid. You know, I get it. We all have mental health bullshit, but like, if you're not working on yourself and you can't take care of yourself, and you're kind of taking your shit out on somebody else, or if you blow up at somebody else, but you're not willing to sit down and apologize, or like be like, oh crap, I kind of just blew up, you know. It's not necessarily my fault, but like, I still blew up. I need to apologize for that because, you know, I just kind of blew up. To me, it seems like it's just, I don't think she is handling her mental health well. I mean, it's hard. I don't know. It's just things I see, and I only hear about the negative, so obviously my opinions of the situation are going to be negative. Let's see what that said. He says, she doesn't have feelings for me, I sort of have feelings for her. I stayed the night to spend time with her and make up a little for not seeing her for a week and a half. I told her I didn't want this dude sleeping over last night because I wouldn't feel comfortable, and she agreed. And then she invited him over after we got home for 30 minutes without telling me, and I just got annoyed and just wanted out of the situation. If I leave, I risk a fight and possibly the end of my friendship with her, which I don't, friendship with her, which I don't want, and if I stay, I get no sleep, and I'll feel uncomfortable all night. So, like, I don't know what to do in the situation. Like, she had a rough day, and she just wanted him to be here, I guess, but she didn't even tell me, and now I'm stuck in a place I don't want to be in. Well, again, in my eyes, he's a fool for falling for that shit, because she kind of treated him like shit last week. You know, she went somewhere all day, her phone was off, so he messaged her, saying like, hey, you know, let me know if you want to hang out today, like, I'll just be around. She got home, like, over 12 hours later. It was 3 a.m. If I don't leave. If I don't leave her, can you please not tell Mom? I don't want to deal with that. Please just don't. This is what I'm going to tell him. You got my word, but I'm warning you. You need to get your priorities straight. You haven't been doing incredibly well in my eyes. Alright. So let me see what Felix said for a second. Well, for girls, always a boy's fault. Abuse, everyone's tiniest advantage. So yeah, there we go again. Nothing out of the ordinary, I'd say. Basically, I told him this. You got my word, but I'm warning you. You need to get your priorities straight. You haven't been doing incredibly well in my eyes. In fact, you still have not paid me the money you owed me, which I've been generous enough to let slide. Playtime is done. I don't like what I'm seeing here with this girl. If she wants to be friends, be friends. Bud, I've been in your shoes. You're getting used. You're a good kid with a big heart. I don't want to see you get played like a fiddle. She didn't respect you and your wishes, and I don't think that's worth continuing to go out of your way for. You got your life to focus on. Senior year is approaching. I need help with this house. You saw it. You saw how far gone it was. We will be sitting down in the next week to have another discussion, and this time it will stick. Looks like we're approaching top of climb here as we are over, conveniently, Nick, my brother's name, and Bub. If that was Bud, kind of, Alright, I understand. I'm currently just sitting in the bathroom, just dying with anxiety. I told him if you decide to walk home, I will come get you. It's too dark and it's really cold. It's like unseasonably cold. And I know he didn't, I don't want to walk back into the room. I have too much anxiety. I meant to like have like a pretty low-key, fun stream, talk about the plane a little bit. Hopefully I will get to that in a minute here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are leveled off at flight level 350. Gonna go ahead and flip off the fasten seatbelt sign.
You are now free to move about the cabin. However, we recommend you keeping your seatbelt fastened even when the seatbelt sign is off.
Should be showing a estimated arrival of 0612 into Nice. It's probably about another hour or so. Too dark. Well, what I mean by too dark is he's on a road with no sidewalks, and he's about a town and a half up from where he's supposed to be. It's all back roads. It's night. He's going to be on roads with not very many houses and not a lot of street lights, and he doesn't really own a lot of bright clothing. So that's what I mean by too dark. And yeah, it's just cold. It's just cold outside, which would be fine because someone like me would dress for the conditions, but unfortunately my brother doesn't. He's very big into fashion. Um, what was I doing? Oh yeah, cruise. So we cruising right there at what is it? .81. Are you kidding me? That's like a touch lower. I can do that, but I just can't cruise at .81. That's right on the edge. I don't know where this aircraft gets its calculations like that, but yeah, I can't cruise at .81. Yeah, I mean, I do that all the time because where I live, I'm just at the edge of kind of like the in-town area. So right as I get close to my house, I run out of sidewalk, and there's not a lot of street lights. Like I walked home from, I worked the other night. Hold on a second. You know, like I was trying to mess with the headlights on my car the other day because one headlight bracket points higher than the other. And I was trying to see if there's any way I could adjust that myself, and, well, I learned I can't. But my friend Kayla came to town, we got busy. That's cool. My friend Kayla came to town, we got busy, I came inside, I studied, then I went to bed. Next morning I wake up and go to work. Oh shit, the headlight's not on my car. So I'm like, well crap, it's gonna take too long to put it back on the car. I gotta go to work. So I walked. Because, like, you know, I still needed to do some other stuff. It was just like, it would take less time for me to walk to work than it would be to put it back on the car. If I knew he was going to be here, I would go second. Yeah, so I walked all the way to work. It was fine. Then coming home, you know, when my clothing wasn't very bright, but, you know, walk against traffic so I can see what's coming at me, get my flashlight, my phone on. But it is my little brother. Yeah, just get a bike like be one of those eco assholes. One of those eco assholes cut me off today. He was riding, and I was just getting ready to pass him. No, like, I used to ride a bike everywhere when I was a kid. Even when I was a teenager, like, I used to ride everywhere. I know that when I'm making a big turn, I need to signal so people get the idea. Some people don't know what some of the hand signals mean, but generally speaking, at least I did my part. I signaled. Sometimes people don't see the turn signal on my car when I'm making a turn, and, you know, well, same result. So what am I heading towards? not going to try and say that because it's in German and I got a German watching. St. Hubert. What's over here? Big airport. Liège. That's over there. Spangdahlem? Yep, that one. That's a word. Bitburg. That sounds like something on a TV show about, like, cyber attacks, or I don't know. I feel like I'm right on the border of, like, Brussels, France, and Germany. I feel like that's where I am. Yep, that's Brussels, that's France, and, yep, that's Germany. Yep, that's where I am. Up here at flight level 350. But, like, you know, but this guy on a bike, I was getting ready to pass him, like, I was right behind him, and he's lucky I didn't have, like, one of those push bars on my car, like some people do with Crown Vics, because he just decided, oh, I'm going to turn left, and he just came out in front of me, and I wasn't going much faster than him, but just fast enough. Oh! Spangdahlem? Yeah. That's ours, I guess, according to Felix. Yeah, America! Fuck yeah. We won the war, so we gotta put air bases in your country. America! That's a lot of planes. That's all 2 planes, but okay. Ah, Dusseldorf. Tim's been there. Wonder how Tim's doing. I haven't talked to him lately. Saarbrücken. Zweibrücken? So Saar and Zweibrücken? Wait, alright. Something 2. I don't know. Ah, Ramstein. I know that one, so I must be close to Frankfurt. Dick. Ramstein. I also just personally hate the runway configuration here. Like, I hate that. Yep. Must be over Rintax. Okay. Next waypoint is soooo. Let's see. You said, I told Timmy to watch a stream, but he was paddling a canoe down the river all day, and he's too tired to watch my stream, that jerk? What the hell? What a dick. Alright, we've been cruising for about 30 minutes. I guess in the meantime, while we're up here, and I really haven't heard from my brother, also a girl messaged me about an hour ago. I just got a picture of my buddy Tim on his canoe. Well, actually, I just got a picture of his canoe. I mean, I didn't say he was lying, but how difficult is it to float down a river? Oh, there's Luxembourg. I've actually flown there in the flight sim. I wonder, are there any flights from Amsterdam to Luxembourg? Probably in, like, a small commuter plane of some kind. Probably not in a 737. Although Europe's weird. Because all y'all cities are really close together. I mean, kind of like New England, but not. Anyways. But yeah, so I guess while we're up here, we'll talk about the aircraft. It's a plane with wings, and it flies. I'm going to turn me down so I can... I like how it just... Okay, well that's loud, so I know you guys can probably hear me while I'm listening to or while I'm outside, but Christ, I can't hear myself. Anyways, but the aircraft truly is just wonderful. I did such an amazing job with this airplane. Like I was very hesitant at first to buy it because, you know, it's quite expensive. It's a very expensive aircraft. But I think in all honesty, it is worth every single penny I paid for it. The developers of this plane did a wonderful job. Though I am against that flight sim, they are heading over to Microsoft Flight Sim, and they are, I believe the A310 is going to be built in with the game for free, which I'm sure they probably worked out a huge deal with Microsoft, or probably getting, they've already been paid for it, or they're getting like, I don't know, maybe like a cut of, I don't know how this stuff works, I really don't, but the A310 is going to Microsoft Flight Sim, and it's going to be built in with the game, and I'm assuming, just because I already built the aircraft, I'm assuming it'll probably be with all the features that it has an X-plane. I would hope, you know, I hope that they would give, expensive. No, yeah. You know, but what did I do? I don't know what I did. Did something. What did I do? I don't know. Anyways, but you know, truly, I would hope that they would give a finished representation of the aircraft they gave us. Like I said, I don't particularly care for. Wait, did I open a lavatory door. Shit. Whoops, my bad. Well, at least a door was, you know. This is also probably why I'm not a pilot. I can't even figure out which door to close correctly. Panel. It's probably for technicians and such. Oh, we are turning. But anyways, they did such a great job, and like I said, down here, I know that you can go into, let's see, I believe it's cars. I forget exactly how to access it. I believe it's MCDU, menu. Go to CPDLC. You know, you can log on and stuff like that. I think I can go. I think this is how I would log on. Yeah, there's something that I haven't done yet, and such. But you know, if you log on, you can, you know, the ATC log here and such, and reports and requests. You can see that request weather deviation, request departure clearance, pushback clearance. You can do your position report, which I think is actually pretty cool that you're able to do that here. It's a lot of functionality that when you take the time to actually hook it up properly, it just works. Yeah, you can receive messages from other Airbus pilots. It's really cool with a lot of the functionality built in. Like I said, I haven't taken the time to set it up properly just because this is just extra stuff that I don't particularly feel compelled to do. I don't think it's terribly important to me. It doesn't improve or hinder my flying at all. So I just do it. So, anyways, so they just did such a great job, and all the systems seem to be modeled really, really well. It feels like I'm flying a heavy aircraft when it's loaded quite heavily. You know, I'm not taking it on such a long flight. The only issue I have with this aircraft is I can't really seem to take it across the ocean. It is capable of doing so, but it doesn't accept lat-long entries, which I'm not quite sure how to do. I'm not sure if anyone's done or attempted that yet, but I haven't really seemed to been able to enter lat-long entries, which is kind of annoying. So I would like to use it as a transatlantic airliner, just because, like I said, it has the range. You can do it. I believe airlines did do it back in the day. I think American, possibly. Yeah, I think it's American. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me. Never quote me. Yeah, it is capable of going that long. Let's see. Strasbourg. It's funny, it sounds German, but it's French. Offenburg. Lahr, sure. But all in all, I mean, the aircraft itself, I mean, yeah, the cabin's not, like, super, you know, detailed. Like, you can't go and put up a, you know, fold down a tray table and, like, play with the window shade. And you can't, like, you know, manipulate the lights. It's a large airliner. Oops, as I throw my keyboard. It's a large airliner, and to do all that, I mean, just be kind of senseless. Hold on a second. But it just, to me, would be kind of senseless. Like, there's really no need for that. I don't know, it just, it's cool when they do it, but when it's not done, it's like, okay, at least there is a cabin. Like, it would be nice if there was kind of a cabin on the Fly-G Sim 7 too, just something basic to get into. But there isn't, that's okay. Like, the fact that there is not, perfectly fine by me. I don't need one. So I'm not too butthurt about that. But just wonderful. They did a phenomenal job, and there is quite a lot of failures that this aircraft comes with. Custom failures too. You believe I can go to here, come to here, add a failure. I mean, quite a lot. Quite a lot of failures. You can set a specific time. It can specific altitude, specific airspeed. You can just start it now if you wanted to. I don't know if over time the aircraft wears out. I'm not entirely sure. That is something I kind of wish the aircraft had, was like a little bit of a maintenance manager. But hey, I mean, they, for what it is, what it's worth, I mean, they did a phenomenal job. I haven't checked out the A310. I would like to have the A310, just because there is a executive model that I would quite enjoy. Definitely like to have that. But anyway, there's a freight model as well. I would definitely like that aircraft. I know A300 owners get 35 or 40% off. I think it's 35% off their purchase towards the A310 just for owning the A300, which I think is pretty generous of the team to do that. I don't really know of any other developers that do such a thing, that offer such a pretty hefty discount towards the next purchase of the airliner. I mean, because essentially the A310 is the same exact thing as the A300. I don't know if they'll do that for future aircraft, because I have heard rumors that there is an A380 possibly, unconfirmed. Threshold used to have a pretty detailed dock that was kept up quite regularly. I don't know if they keep up on it now, just because that was prior to Microsoft Flight Sim, and then Microsoft Flight Sim got announced and released, and then a lot of our payware projects kind of got dumped. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Totally stupid. Check the A310 is a known issue, and they recommend to import the Simbrief flight plan by the IDC, whatever that is, which should insert that on limits correctly then. I believe the IDC is this thing down here. I forget exactly. I had a flight plan with lat long that I imported that way, and it didn't include the lat long. I hope it's something they fix in the future. Just, you know, it'd be kind of nice just to have the ability to have it done. But yeah, I never been able to import with the lat long coordinates. Just kind of something I've noticed. What else? What else can we talk about? I don't really know of any X-Plane projects currently in the works that I'm looking forward to. Just because, again, I don't really know of... well, I appreciate you for looking, Felix. I'll give it a whirl sometime and see if I can't get it to work. Maybe I'll figure something out, but until then... yeah, I just doesn't seem to be a lot of projects in the works. I mean, the one that I am particularly waiting for right now is the passenger version of the Rotate MD-11. I have the kind of paint kit that adds windows to the freighter model. You know, and cockpit-wise and flight dynamic-wise, the cargo is not terribly different from the freighter. I would just like to have the actual passenger model, which I hope won't be a paid update. I hope it'll just be an include. Yeah, I don't really know of any airliners in the works right now for X-Plane. I know Just Flight had talked about doing and bringing some of their stuff over, but now they're kind of preoccupied with Microsoft Flight Sim. Carenado has since left, so don't really have anything to look forward to there. Actually, X-Crafts, they're working on the next version of the E170, E190. It's supposed to be a complete and total overhaul of that airframe, which I guess I'm looking forward to that, because it'd be nice to have a pretty detailed model of those aircraft. I'd actually quite like to fly those. So that'd be nice to finally have those kind of updated to the E145 standards. I think actually it's supposed to be more detailed, have a little more functionality. X-Crafts always doing wonderful work. I don't know what their plan is after the E175, E190 update. Hopefully, I would love to see an EMB 120. Love an EMB 120. I'd love to add that to Braathens, just because I'm a big fan of the EMB 120 aircraft. Actually, I have a whole manual downstairs that my stepdad gave me of the EMB 120 systems, and the flight ops manual from Continental Express way back. It's actually an aircraft that I could see how true to form it is. Yeah, there's not really any projects that I can recall. They There was a DC-9 in the works forever and a Sunday ago that I think has since died off. I believe INI is working on an A380. I think nothing's confirmed, but if that's the case, I'd love that. I'd honestly just love an A340-300. That'd be kind of nice. That is kind of my favorite Airbus aircraft of all time. It's the A340-300 for no particular reason whatsoever, other than the engines just look cool, I guess, sort of. I don't know, it's a cool plane. And it's one of the popular models of the A340. Like, you know, I always laughed because Jar Design, they did the A320 way back, which was at the time one of the best airplanes in all of X-Plane. Then they did the A330-200, which was okay, was still pretty good. And then they did the A340-500, which, out of all the A340s they could have done, the 200, the 300, the 500, the 600, they did the 500, which was the least successful A340 model to date. I think the 200 was next, and then it went the 600, and obviously 300. Longer the distance, more you'll be pissed when the game crashes on approach. You know, my game has been really decent about longer flights. Because I did a flight on the MD-11 from Amsterdam to Baltimore, 8 hours on the nose. Actually, I went downtown, I got food, I had a couple drinks, I got ice cream, I took a dog for a walk. Like, I went out and just did shit, walking everywhere and all over. Came back home and sat around for a little while, did the descent, did the approach, did the landing, slammed it into Baltimore, and the sim did just fine. It's been a couple flights now that have just been fine. I don't know, the sim seems to be doing okay, although Microsoft sent an update for Windows 11 that has been waiting to update on my desktop for a while now, and I'm very hesitant to do so because I'm very nervous with Windows 11. Because, like, my computer's kind of stable now, and I don't want to mess it up. So it's just making me a little nervous. Looks like we're getting into the mountains. Top of descent should be coming up pretty soon. Let me take a look here before too long. So it's going to be after Vevar. So I still got a little ways to go. Still got a little ways to go. Nothing too major. But anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the sim's been doing well, but the thing is that, like, in terms of aircraft for X-Plane, like, like I said, I don't know of any models, you know, I used to follow that page. It was, like I said, it was like it's a Google Doc. It got updated quite regularly with projects for the sim. And, you know, I saw INI when they announced the A300 and the A310 and the Beluga. Because I could have swore there was an A380 on there. You know, Rotate's MD-11, there was the Threshold 737, amongst other things. But a lot of the aircraft that got announced were just kind of aircraft that I didn't really think were needed. Let me see. Upcoming X-Plane Payware projects. See if I can't find it. Ah, actually, there it is. So yeah, the list doesn't look like it's been updated in some time. Because the MD-11 for rotate still says confirmed. The Tolless A340 still says confirmed, and like these are planes that have released. The level up 737NG is, you know, upcoming release. So yeah, apparently Just Flight had confirmed the A300, the Avro RJ, which is already released, the Vickers VC-10, which actually that'd be kind of cool. I'd like that, just for the fuck of it. They talked about the Fokker 28, which is in the 747 Classic, although I already own the fuelless one, so I don't really need that. Yeah, apparently INI does not have... Oh yeah, they do. An A380, it's confirmed. So INI is working on an A380, I guess, or was, or might still be. Yeah, the FlyJSim Q4 is still there. But like... Yeah, this list needs to be updated. Yeah, the TorqueSim Draco, I think, is released. X-Crafts only has the E-Jets coming up. We don't really have a lot of airliners. Like, there was a 717 freeware by DRW Design, which I think is coming along, but it's okay. SSG has talked about the E-Jets E2, but I don't really know what they're going to do. I don't really care for SSG anyways. Yeah, I mean, there's just not much left out there. You know, Flight Factor's got the 777 update coming up. They got the 787 still being worked on, which who knows how that'll turn out. Well, Airfoil Labs working on a DC-3, and I know that's an older airplane, but I'd buy that. Airfoil Labs does great work. Apparently there's a DH-106 Comet coming out for the flight sim. That would be interesting to fly. I gotta see if that's still alive. That'd be an interesting project to fly with. 21 pages in this forum post. Go to the last page. What was the last post? Last post was November 10th, 2021. So a while ago. Doesn't look like it gets updated regularly. The cockpit looks like it's coming along quite well. Looks like it modeled the seats pretty well too, so I mean, hey, it looks nice. Yeah, you know, there's little things like that, you know, I don't know, I'd like to see some other airliners, though. Like, you know, we already got a decent 737-300 on the flight sim, which is, I guess, maybe starting to show its age just a little bit. I'd like to see an update for that to actually kind of utilize the cabin at this point and be a better payload manager. That, I believe IXEG is dead. I don't think they're doing anything else for anything coming up soon. There was a bootleg 400 and 500 model, but again, the emphasis on bootleg. So I would like more proper 737 classics, because you know, you get a 400 freighter, a 300 freighters that are very common. An MD-90 and a 717 would be absolutely wonderful. Two very important aircraft that I know the 717 is still in pretty decent service. The MD-90 has pretty much since been retired everywhere else, alongside the MD-80. But we don't have those models yet. 707. Yeah, think about that. One of the most iconic airliners ever, aside from the 747. Where's that? you know, any model of 707. I think actually at one point FlyJSim had announced a 707. Let me see, JSim 707. I mean, to be fair, also, your flight sim is a lot newer than mine. But, you know, like, hey, a 707 model would be kind of nice in the flight sim, just for those classic operations. I mean, realistically speaking, you're never gonna, you know, like, I'm not gonna fly, I want more planes. Well, more planes will come. I mean, you guys are the money bag right now. That's where everyone's at. You know, that's where all the developers have gone. But you know, X-Plane has had a lot of projects start up, but you know, nothing's quite materialized. Actually, one aircraft that I would love to see get done for the flight sim, or well, two kind of. One being the L-1011, because why the fuck not? Like, who wouldn't want an L-1011? I would absolutely kill for an L-10. Like, what an aircraft! Like, what an over-engineered aircraft! I would love an L-10. But something else I'd also equally love is a DC-10 and an MD-10 freighter impacts. I'd love that. But again, we don't have those, which is always like made me wonder why. It's like we've gotten a lot of like weird like STOL, like, and don't get me wrong, any development is good development. You know, people that come along and develop, like, I can't do that. So I'm happy to see some people do. But we get a lot of these, like, STOL, like, GA planes. You know, it just... X-Plane's not a VFR-friendly sim. I mean, you could totally do it, because the roads do exist. You know, I can navigate just fine in X-Plane flying VFR. But like Microsoft, that's a fantastic VFR sim. Like, that is visually with the GPS overlays. Like, that is a fantastic sim for VFR flying because everything is right there, and you can navigate so easily around in VFR. Like, X-Plane, unless I have, like, ortho overlays, not so much. Just not comparable, though. But, like, all those, like, STOL, weird kind of different planes, like, the fact that no one's done some of the iconic airliners. Like, yeah, we got the 7.5 eventually, and it's pretty good. The 7.5 and the 7.6 for flight factor are pretty awesome. 777, not so much. Hopefully this update will be great. And yeah, I agree, X-Plane for IFR, MSF for VFR. Yeah, totally, like, each sim has its own thing. Like, you know, Microsoft Flight Sim, it's great for IFR too, but, you know, I think X-Plane straight out of the box is the best for IFR. Oh yeah, the Alps always look pretty. Alps look fantastic. Reading my frames. I can't even use 707s too well anymore, to be honest. They're pushing down their radio and AV8, especially FPVs. RNAV approaches, well, no. I mean, a 707 doing an RNAV approach would be interesting. The thing is I don't agree with airports shutting down a lot of their NDB stuff. Like, I think they were talking about shutting down VORs too, but I think there's an argument to be had that, you know, the old backups, you know, the old standbys, the NDBs, the VORs and stuff like that, like, I think they're worth keeping around just in case that all that electronic shit craps out. Because when all your electronics fail, you better have a backup to go to. And if they shut down all that stuff, well, you're screwed. Still about 100 miles to go. But the point being is that, you know, a lot of these iconic airliners, you know, they don't exist. You know, someone is working on the default 747-400X plane, but it's not getting the love and attention that, like, Zibo got, which later turned into the Threshold, or I'm sorry, the Level Up 737 project. You know, so no one's bothered to do a 747 yet, and the one that someone's working on, it's not bad. I occasionally re-download it just to see what's going on, and, like, it's not bad. I just wish it had a better paint kit so I could, you know, maybe utilize it a little more. But yeah, you know, like, we actually have a phenomenal 747-200. Yeah, I mean, maybe out there the VORs aren't useful and stuff like that, but, like, over here in the U.S., like, you know, having the VOR up. Actually, I have the Kennebunk VOR, Echo November Echo. That's closest to me. That's my closest VOR, but, like, I know quite a few VORs in my area. Portsmouth, Kennebunk, Augusta. I think Lewiston. No, Lewiston doesn't have one. I think it's an NDB. Bangor has a VOR. I want to say Berlin, New Hampshire might have one. I think Berlin, New Hampshire has one. There's a few up north as well, but quite a few in my area. Get around quite easily. But point being, back to the airliners. You know, we never, you know, we didn't get the 747s. We got a phenomenal 747-200 from Felis, but it's a little frame heavy. I will say it's just a little frame heavy. Takes a little out of you, but she's fun to fly. She's really awesome to fly. You know, it would be nice to have a proper 400. We have the Dash 8 freighter and passenger, but again, paint kit wise, and it just doesn't feel like a total simulation. Like, I haven't used it in a while. GNSS GLS approaches. Wow, it's a little advanced, but, like, you know, we're still waiting on, like, a proper 777 for the flight sim, which I don't know when the hell that's coming. You know, still waiting on a proper 777. A lot of the Airbuses are still missing. We don't really truly have a decent A320. The Flight Factor one exists, but I've heard horror stories about that one. And it's expensive. And she's a frame whore. Like, we have two A330s for the flight sim, although X-Plane 12 is going to have a default one. I'm wondering if someone's going to Zibo it. But, you know, like, we have an A330-200 from JAR, which I don't think you can do latitude longitude points in that, which is half the point of having an A330 is to go across the pond. And then we have an A330-300 by RW Design, and I don't even think you can open the inside, the cabin doors from that aircraft, and I think some of the features are still incomplete, or the systems anyways. Flight Sim to Deck. I love that guy. Ran dazzle poles. Yeah. No. You know, so I'm still waiting on like a decent A330 because I would, you know, hey, I'd like to fly the A330. You know, with the Neo models coming out, I guess. And I hate the look of the Neo models. Like the engines and the winglets, it just looks odd. It looks very, very odd. A330-300 when? So all we're waiting on is that. A38, you know, that'll be at some point, I guess, if I is still working on theirs. Hey, if they're working on it, and this aircraft is just as good as, you know, what I'm experiencing, I know for a fact the A380 will be phenomenal. A lot of the regional jets, that's where X-Plane's been lacking. Like, we have the CRJ-9 and the 7. They're okay. They feel alright. Landing's always interesting to them. Like, I always go to give the thrust reverse, and I don't know, there's just max throttles, you know, without thrust reverse. It's just very, very weird. Yeah. Like, I don't mind the Neos on the, like, the A320, 21s and stuff like that. Like, they don't look bad. But the A330 Neos just, I don't know, they don't look good. I will say, though, the A350 with the Trents, the Rolls-Royce Trents, oh, the Trents sound so good. Oh, my God. I love the sound of those engines. They are wonderful. I think actually I have a sound pack to them in X-Plane. And the sound of those things just, oh, phenomenal. Anyways, but, yeah, like McDonnell Douglas, the Douglas aircraft, like DC-8, DC-6. We had a DC-6 at one point for PMDG, but, you know, I spent good money on that. That's an airplane I don't use because I can't use because it doesn't work in X-Plane 11. Thanks, PMDG. Great, great customer support. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. Yeah. I got the Flight Factory 350. It's okay. A couple things I don't like about it. One, there's no way to refill the water. Like, it automatically depletes the potable water tanks in the aircraft and fills the lavs, and there's no way to empty them. But all in all, it's not a bad aircraft to fly. The wheels don't look like they turn much. And the beacon sometimes doesn't properly beacon. Like, it doesn't give the proper effect of the A350. Yeah, fuck you and your DC-6. I had that DC-6 back at the X-Plane 10 days, and I was on my MacBook Pro. I used to fly it around. I had like a whole 19, between like 16 and 19 frames a second. But, you know, whatever. You know, DC-3s are, we have a few in the flight sim, but I'd like to see one from Airfoil that was like a proper, true simulated DC-3. Like, that would be awesome. Love that. Turboprops. What turboprops? The Q4. Incredible. That's it. That's all we got for turboprops. No ATRs, no Q2s, no Q3s. You know, a lot of the Cessna airliners, Beech Air, you know, we got a Beech 99 from Coronado. That's alright, I guess. Should I be descending soon? Nope. I'm descending actually in about 40 nautical miles, so kind of. So which I will turn that. So actually, I guess while I'm bitching, wishing, and shit like that, let's go to Abby tab. Get rid of all this stuff. Come here to this, go to LFMN. Now, I am on the VBAR 7 Romeo arrival for runway 4 left ILS approach. So, alright, we're going to pull up arrival, VBAR 7 Romeo. So we're going to come in over some big old mountains over there. So my little airplane is right there. Perfect. So there's VVAR. At Gadpo, we got to be below flight level 220 and above flight level 170. At Amgal, we got to be I'm sorry, on the VVAR 7 Romeo, we got to be at, it looks like, I think it's above. Should be above. Yeah, above flight level 140. At Mikru, above flight level 110. We need to go Toki, and then Negras, we got to be at 4, which will proceed back into the airport for the approach. We'll go approach. We are on runway 04 left, which to confirm. 4 left. So yeah, we're gonna go Niras. That's the missed approach. I believe we'll go to Lempu, which is gonna wants to go vector, which I can vector myself. Yeah, I'll just vector myself around. So yeah, Niras, then the Lempu, and then we'll start down. There's top descent coming in the picture now. So let's approach altitude. This thing. Let's see, like my American charts. Looks like it's 4,000. This approach, climb on 043 at D1.2 NI, turn right, max 200 knots onto R117 AZR. Climbing to 3,000 in Niras. At Niras, turn left on 087 to join hold. So 3,000 missed approach altitude. Our minimums today is going to be 200. And airport elevation over here. They told me that. Going to be in altitude. It looks like 10 feet, so we'll go ahead and set that. Well, we'll just leave it at 0. So that is all fine. Gotta get low frames. Yeah, then again, I am streaming and all that stuff, and what have you nots.
Will now be coming through the cabin to complete a final safety check. If you have any items to discard, please be ready with them.
So there's that. We'll set the same thing over here. I think in this aircraft you have to hit profile again when you get there, so it doesn't automatically start down for you. Which I'll go ahead and flip on the fasten seatbelt sign as we get ready to start our descent. About an hour and 15. 2 hours 24 en route. Right, top descent's coming in. 10 miles. Yeah, so it roughly tells me where top of descent should be. So we'll just click that now. We'll pretty much start a descent down into. low. See, I don't think there's any ATC on Zurich Tower. Wow. Oh, pause me on top of descent. I thought I saved that to not do that. I just panicked because it just... oh, God. Oh, God, it stopped. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Of course, you know, like, I bragged about it earlier, like, oh, yeah, my flight sim's been doing so well, and then it crashes. Oh, my God. Help that cause a little bit. Let's see. It didn't give me gap though. Did it give me 40? That's just heading me straight to Niras. Interesting. So it's like the whole approach didn't load in. Well. Alright then. Cool. We're just gonna not pay attention to that. TAT and icing range. Well, on that lovely note, we're just gonna go ahead and think about landing preference. We'll just go ATIS, we'll go FMC data, ATIS request. I think I messed up on, I think it was something I did. I think it was obviously user error, so I've done that before. Yeah, so then we'll go to here. And so I can check the ATIS. We'll go meter LFMN. 040 at 3, so we'll go for a 3 knot correction. 135 on the approach, we'll go 200. Yep, there's the ocean there, and then there's Nice right over there. It's not too far down the way from size over here. Yep. LFML. Yeah, Italy's right over here. Genova. An aircraft carrier? Where? Yeah. one of X-Plane's randomly generated things. Like, I got an oil rig in the little bay right here. I got a big one over there. It's supposed to be a frigate somewhere. Yeah, there's an aircraft carrier, a frigate, and two oil rigs. Follow along with you as you travel through the X-Plane world. Ah, yes, the oil rigs in Nice. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so things are still looking pretty good. Doing alright. So this is the misapproach heading. It was 043. Yeah, climb on 043. I don't know what that is, but I don't need it. Ah, the French and their confusing gates. I think we're parking at gate 44, 42. I'll see which one can handle. Yeah, I'm just gonna hook a hard right and get over that way. Yeah, Ford is going to end up with 777-200, so perfect. I think we will fit just fine. Where in the world is it taking me? Alright. Automation's bugging out, so we're gonna go ahead and just take it manual from here. ILS. Yeah, if the automation's ever bugging out, if in doubt, just shut it off. Switch it over, hand fly it, something like that. So still going just a little too fast, so we're gonna slow down just a little more. 250 for flaps 15. I need to slow down to 200. Once I do that, I can go ahead and go flaps 2 and 215 for flaps. Actually, I can go flaps 20. It's still too close. I'll go flaps 15. Just get some big drag out there with these big flaps. Get more spoiler out there. Big spoilers, big flaps on this thing. It's a good aircraft. Slat's coming out there. Kind of a cool view. You can kind of see it happening. Just throw a little bit of drag. Yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to that. I'm like, 6 feet per minute? No thanks. And I'm like 50. I'm like, oh wait, that's, you know, if you look real closely here, times 100. 6, I can go to, should have done that just a little bit sooner, but we should be fine. Disconnected. Huh. flaps 15. There's those big flaps. We're getting close. Just gotta take it slow and steady now. And finding it myself. Comes in soon. I'd like to do an auto or a ILS approach, but you know, whatever. Doesn't look like it's coming in. Something's not right. I'm just gonna shut it off. Gear down. Gear down. There we go. So come over a little bit. East traffic, Braathens, 1902 heavies on a 5-mile final from a 04 left, please. Flaps full. Alright, I have full manual control of the aircraft. So yeah, the autopilot just doesn't seem to want to do what it needs to do tonight. I don't know if I maybe missed something or whatnot, but yeah, we'll just take it in manual. Nothing wrong with that. Flaps full, gears down. Spoilers are armed. Lights are good, we're a little low. Left to center line. Continuing. One hundred. Oh, we're getting a floater. Oh! Oh! Oh, we're down. Oh, beautiful. Got to see that replay in a minute. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nice. 80 knots. Alright, so we're over this way. I think we're gonna have to see the replay now versus later, because that was a great landing. At least it felt like. I don't know. Maybe it sucked, but... Let's see. Oh, beautiful. Let's get a little up close here. Let's see. What a landing. Oh, beautiful. I think just one more time from this angle, because God, that was great. All right, I'm gorgeous. What a landing. Let me just relog on to Alright, now that we're on the ground, we'll go ahead and pitot heat off. Go ahead and start the EPU. Set the trim back to 0. That lovely sounding trim alert. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look and see where I went wrong, because I'm almost 100% positive I did something wrong with the aircraft and didn't set it up or something like that. What a landing time. So, hey, I'm telling you, that was a great landing. It's just one of those landings that can't get enough of. Oh, I can go ahead and also stop the clock, so an hour and roughly 46 minutes, wheels up to wheels down. 2 hours and 4 minutes right now from engine start to engine stop. Well, we haven't quite shut off the engines yet, so probably about 2 hours, 7 minutes. So I'm going to go out on the limb and say the 40s are over here. Shut off the assuming that's a fire station. Take 40C. Look at that train over there. Thank you, X-Plane. Let's see. Will that pick it up? Alright. Everything's good, so we'll go ahead and kill the engines. Not actually sure with the scenery if that will pick up the door. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nice. Let's see if the ground crews will come today. No, I don't believe with this Aerosoft scenery that works with SAM. I think that's 100% static, so we're just gonna go and say that they're having issues with the jet bridge, so we're just gonna call in the air stair. Yep, so we're just going to say they're having issues with the jet bridge. We're just going to deplane via the air stairs, so. Scenery looks good otherwise, though. Well, it looks wonderful, honestly. Except, of course, that, you know, X-plane road coming in. Just absolute clutch. But that doesn't look half bad. It's a nice little scenery. I think, actually, this comes stock with X-plane. Oh, that's great. I mean, visually it's nice. Functionality-wise, it's kind of garbage because, well, you know, it'd be nice to. Oh, there's a fire station. Huh. Would be nice if the jet bridges, you know, moved with SAM, but you know, hey, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. What a good flight. Like I said, couple errors on my end. Oh yeah, there's that oil rig. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That's X-plane's finest. Take a look at the gear real quick. Not heated up too bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah, all in all, was really good landing. I was very, very happy with that. That was just a wonderful landing. So, but I think that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. I'd like to do another stream sometime soon. I'd like to actually get the A300 painted up. Not into the Braathens livery that I do use, but into a Braathens livery, I suppose. He's shutting down. But into a Braathens livery for Braathens Holidays, or Braathens, Braathens Holidays charter, whatever you want to call it. Be nice, but yeah, A300's kind of a bit of a pain to paint, but hey, whatever. Probably will stream again. We might use the Flight Factor 7.5. It's honestly a favorite aircraft of mine. But for I'm sorry, Topes. Petting him and he didn't like something, I guess. Kind of jumped. What's wrong, buddy? But anyways, guys, I do appreciate you watching. Felix, thank you for tuning in. Hope you. Cat is just going weird. What is your problem? Huh? What is your problem? He's being funny. Yeah, thank you for watching. Hope maybe you learned something. Hope you learned what to do, what not to do, and all that fun, fine, dandy stuff. So, well, hey, these streams, yeah, they're hit or miss. So, hi, Toby. Anyways, I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.